Hi, today is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. The message today is my happy thoughts help create my healthy body. Clearly, it's one of those early on in January moments where everyone's making those resolutions like we prompted in our vision board. But it is January 4th. I'm excited that we're on the fourth day and we're continuing on my goal. However, I am going off script today and I am not doing the reading or the spread in Sasha Graham's book today. Today, I am doing a reading from the Golden Girls deck. So it's January 4th, so as most of you know by now, Betty White, the last living Golden Girl, passed away December 31st. And I know in my house, we have been just watching reruns of the Golden Girls. We actually already had it on our calendar when she was going to turn 100, and we wanted to, get tickets and go to the movie. They're doing the celebration sort of tribute for her. My shuffling is my own process. I have to do things until it feels right. In any case, there is a tarot deck for the Golden Girls. And I gifted it to somebody. I've actually gifted it to 2 people now, but I don't have a deck. However, there is a spread in that deck that I have seen that is called Thank You for Being a Friend. And so today, in honor of Betty White's passing and that she now joins the Golden Girls in the next phase, the next stage, whatever each of you believe in, I am going to do this Thank You for Being a Friend spread. And I lit a white candle for Betty White, as well as the other 3 Golden Girls, Estelle Getty, B. Arthur, and Rue McClanahan. I'm also going to pull an additional oracle card from the Spirit Animal Oracle, again in honor of Betty White and how much she advocated for animals throughout her career, throughout her life, really. She really had a passion for animals and really dedicated her life to making their life better. So we'll start with one of those. We'll do the spread, Thank You for Being a Friend. I will list the information of that below. And also, thank you for viewing the channel and the days I've posted. If you're commenting or liking, make sure to come back and let me know if you're doing the spreads on your own, and comment on that because I'd like to know what's going on there. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out this spread and then we will go over it. Thank you for being a friend. And here today, it's been a little bit of a rush day. It's like I said, it's Tuesday the 4th. And we are officially back in school. My semester hasn't started, but my son is back in school. So we are done with our break and we are back. So we'll see how this affects my goal of posting a reading a day. So I'm going to go ahead and do an animal spirit card first, and maybe I'll do one at the end as well. So this is the Fox Spirit, number 27, breaks down to a 9. As mentioned in the first reading, 9 is the wish fulfillment card. And this one says, think on your feet, which is interesting because of the characters on the Golden Girls. I don't know that I would say Betty White's character was a think on your feet character. I almost feel like that's more of the Estelle Getty, Sophia character, maybe, or maybe they all had a little bit of that think on your feet, but I'm going to put this one up here. So think on your feet. And honestly, what I'm being reminded of, as this is a Thank You for Being a Friend spread, I'll go over what each of the cards represents, but this is, when we're talking about friends and friendships, it's an ongoing conversation at my home. I have a teenager, and I tell him that there are a few things that they don't teach us in school, or I don't know, growing up, at least it wasn't something I learned in any realm. It's just been by trial and error and, and that's how to make friends and how to not just make friends, but then maintain our relationships. And so let's keep that in. Let's think about that as we go through this spread. So this overarching card at the top is the what brings us together. And these four cards are going to represent one friend each. And then the bottom card is going to be a group goal. So this obviously has the four friends because the Golden Girls were four friends. So as we're doing this for the collective, we can think about four different sort of archetypes that are going to be coming in today into this reading. When you're doing this for yourselves at home, you can add more friends. If you have a friend group that is 5 or 6 people and you've known each other for a long time, you continually do things together. Maybe you want to do that for more. If you're really close to your siblings and you know they're your best friends and you want to do that for each of your siblings, definitely tweak this to fit your situation, your real life situation, right? Your stuff at home. But for this collective reading, we're going to do it in honor of the Golden Girls and Betty White's passing, and we're going to do the four friends. So it'll be the four archetypes here. And again, what brings us together? And what we have in that position is the Wheel of Destiny, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And that's pretty, it's a beautiful card. I mean, it is the Wheel of Destiny. In the traditional tarot, it's called the Wheel of Fortune, but that's what it is. Life goes round and round. There's ups, there's downs, and everything is cyclical. It's continually moving. So things are of destiny. So I think this is a beautiful message as we're doing this for a collective to think about this moment was destined. There is this group, and the what brings us together is not just destiny, but a shared, it's really all about affinities, right? And those shared goals, shared commonalities, traits, values, traditions, culture, any of those traits that brings us together here today really is our destiny. And I think that's a really nice way to frame this as I'm thinking about this as I'm doing it, and why and how this was, to thank you for being a friend. And I think in my spiritual practice and as I'm growing in that, not that it hasn't been a part of my life, but really cementing it and centering it as vital to my being. It's really interesting to have this card today as I'm doing a collective reading. And so I think this is shared amongst all of us, thinking on our feet for sure. And that we're here not by accident, but it's intentional and it is our destiny. And that's, what brings us together. Now, the four archetypes that are represented here today, we have the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Wands, the Page of Wands, and Nine of Cups. So I would say right off the bat, and then our group goal, the Knight of Cups. So it's cup and wand energy. If we wanted to get, I guess, astrological, this would be water signs and fire signs would be represented mostly. But I think moving away from the astrology of it, more of the characteristics, if these are archetypes, I would say the cups are definitely more telling of people that are very heart-centered, very aware of their emotion. Maybe they lead with their heart space. I think that pairs well with the wands, which are more of that of the vibration that comes from desire and passion and creativity, and really following that innate fire that we have in our bellies. So the Seven of Cups could mean, would represent somebody that has a lot of opportunities or a lot of options in their lives. Maybe you have a friend that, does multiple things. Maybe they have, they're a mother, or and then they have a job outside the house, or they have a lot of kids, and they're balancing that life. So it would mean somebody represents somebody that wears many hats in their life. And that part is, even though they balance, they wear many hats in their life, they function from a place of love and they come from their heart. So however, if there's someone that this reminds you of, I would definitely think that's or think about people in your life that could that represents that, someone that you view in your life as wearing many hats, but really not being overwhelmed by the many hats they're wearing, but instead really leading from their heart space in every space and aspect that they do. I'm also getting the sense that this is the message that this could be you individually. You know, these archetypes could all mean parts of your personality individually that come together, you know, that bring you together as part of this wheel of destiny for others. And, you know, and then that's, you know, so we'll end it with this goal. But I think for now, like I said, I'm really, if we're looking at these four cards as four different friends, archetype wise, the Seven of Cups would represent somebody that, you know, wears multiple hats in their life, and yet, you know, they're not overwhelmed by that. They function from a heart space. You know, the Ten of Wands, sort of contrary to that, is, you know, maybe it would be a friend. And again, friend could be a relative, could be a romantic partner, can just be a platonic friend, and gender doesn't matter. It's just however you're viewing these four friends. The Ten of Wands is that it's a heavier energy that's burdensome, right? But it could represent maybe, as opposed to this friend here that might wear many hats and still isn't overwhelmed by that, but is charged by that because it all comes from this, you know, really warm space. The Ten of Wands would represent a friend that currently is going through some anxiety, some burden, some heavy, there's some heavy energy weighing down this particular friend at this time. And so that might, you know, resonate with someone in your circle. And, you know, the Ten of Wands, it is a completion. We're at the end of a cycle, but that cycle has been heavy. So you could, you know, represent a friend that maybe is, you know, transitioning to a different position in work. Maybe they've been affected through all the things that are going on in the world, and they've had to make some big changes, but it's been heavy energy. And now they're moving into a new, as you know, what brings you together in this wheel of destiny time at this moment. They're ready to move past that burden, that heavy weight that they've been carrying. Maybe they've been working really hard to achieve something. Maybe now they're graduating, or they finished, you know, they've gotten the promotion. So whatever's been weighing them down, it really was rooted in a lot of creativity and personal goals, and some challenges. Now they're moving away. They've accomplished that. They're ready to unburden themselves. But currently that energy is that they finally have completed something that's been very heavy on them. This third friend here, the Page of Wands, somebody that is full of ideas, and they're ready to create, to do something new, to take a leap and start something. You know, it's January 4th. This is the friend that's, you know, as opposed to the, you know, sort of juxtaposed to this friend that is finishing something off that has not been easy, but they've gotten through it. This friend has a new spark, a new idea, something exciting that they're ready to, you know, bring to fruition. It could be, I mean, anything. Just the more creative, the better. You know, I had my Golden Girls coloring book in my family. Like I said, a lot of us love the Golden Girls. Grew up watching the Golden Girls, and so one of my cousins gifted us gifted me this Golden Girls coloring book. You know, a couple of years ago, and so I like to color when I'm sitting around watching TV or anything. I like to be doing something all the time. So this Page of Wands is just in the circle of friends. This person has something that's really got them fired up, and it could be from just maybe a new resolution for this year. Again, thinking of what's bringing you together, this wheel of destiny, something has sparked this friend to be excited about a new possibility, a new idea that is very much rooted in this, in something that they've desired or wanted for, you know, maybe a long time. And I say that just because the 10 and the 9 are here on the anchors, and then the wheels. So this could be something that this person has been thinking about for a while. I know we're reading each one as an archetype, but I can't help but also read them together. So having this sort of completion here, and this 9 being right at the cusp of completion, with the Page of Wands being the one that would follow, it would seem that this person has been thinking about something for a while, and maybe it's been a burden, maybe it's been really exciting. There's these opposing emotions, but they're both grounded in a desire and a want, and now this person is excited and ready. So that would be, you know, representative of this card for this friend. And then this last friend here, this 9 of Cups, total wish fulfillment. So a friend that is now sort of basking in the glow of having accomplished something big, something that they've been, wanting or working towards. So as this year is starting, this friend here is starting out just toasting their own life. Everything is going really well, and not from an ego perspective, but from a very loving space, a very heart-centered space. So these four friends all have, as again in the Wheel of Destiny coming together, how this group, we have this group goal, which is the Knight of Cups, and knights are typically, messengers, and this would be a messenger of love, of bringing together a love offer, a love opportunity, not necessarily in a romantic way, but bringing this group together from, again, those commonalities, those affinities that you share with your friends. Like I was saying, it's taken me a long time to really learn how to make friends and cultivate friendships and maintain them. But it's not something I think you learn when you're younger. And a lot of times you're just friends with the kids you're in the classroom with all day. And then, if you grew up in the same town, or you don't, however your situation is, sometimes we have friends by just our surroundings and not by choice. And as we get older, we start to make friends based on these affinities and these commonalities. And so this is a message that this group of friends, what brings you together is destiny. You are meant to have this group of friends that you have right now. And what your group goal is to maintain this harmony and this love that exists within the group that ultimately brings you together, and what has brought you together. As a messenger, it could mean new friends that you're meeting. Maybe they haven't been friends forever. Maybe they're friends you've made older, once you've gotten older, or maybe in your workplace or in your neighborhood. It could also just be, again, in this destiny, it could be somebody that you've known for your whole life. And this just affirms the message that what brings you and keeps you together is this commonality, is this love. And at the center, like I said, a lot of cup energy surrounding this group of friends. So it's really beautiful. It's really centered in that. And as far as archetypes, someone that has, wearing many hats and juggles them well, lots of opportunities, does not take any of that for granted, goes for all of this stuff, just tons of things up in the air and just doing it all, and enjoying it, and being excited about that. Someone that's getting over something that has been really heavy and burdensome, and they're now coming out of that, into this new year. They're leaving that behind. So it's a different energy, but still a very accomplished end of the road, letting go of that to start this new year. This other friend really kicking off the year with an idea, something exciting that they want to get off the ground, and that they want to share with the group. And this person, sort of like I said, in the in-between of these, really celebrating their accomplishments and feeling grounded enough and centered enough in this group to share their accomplishments, just like this friend can share their troubles, and or at least their challenges on the road to accomplishing something with this group. Everybody in this group brings something that they're comfortable sharing within this. And as a collective, I'm really receiving the message that we can all relate to this. And if we can't, this has been a time of isolation, and I know I have not had as much time to spend with my friends as I typically, would, in other times. This is really resonating with me as I can think about friends that I have in all of these, that can be represented in these archetypes through these cards. But it's also really reminding me of, of friends that maybe I haven't talked to in a while. And some of these messages, some of these representations are reminding me of people that when I'm done with this reading, I think I'm going to go ahead and text them and see how they're doing. So hopefully, as you're listening to this, you can think of, this was a thank you for being a friend. So I think one of the group goals is this message, this messenger. And I think the messenger is us, right? In this moment, who are our friends that have been placed on our journey, on our life's journey here, that were our destiny to meet them, you know, to be, you know, to be a part of their lives and them a part of our lives, you know, someone who's really busy and doing a lot, someone, you know, that's just getting over a challenge or just about out of a challenge, someone that has something that they're really excited to start doing, someone that's celebrating something that they have done or their life in general. And this message, I think, as a goal, right, this group goal is to remind us to be grateful for our friends and to reach out and say that to them, you know, to thank them for being there for us and for, you know, and to show that we're there for them too. I really am feeling that that is the goal of us as a collective, to remind us that we can all relate to these archetypes, and reminded that, especially, you know, in this new year, and given, you know, the isolation of the past couple of years, maybe we have some people that we should be, you know, reaching out to. If you think of them right now, I think you should go ahead and text them just to say hi and see how they're doing. If there's someone that are no longer with us, let this white candle light the way into your heart and theirs, to also, you know, think of them, say, you know, reach out to them. They're listening, they're with us. They've just left this earth, right? But their spirit continues on. And so let that be a reminder and feel comfort in that, if that is what came up for you in this reading. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to put one more animal spirit. I got the dragonfly, number 22, and it says truth transcends illusion. I think that's perfect right here. And so our truth transcends the illusion, right? You know, maybe we can have many illusions about things, but I think that when it comes to our friends, we know what's deep in our heart, as this is telling us to really trust in ourselves, in our heart, and know what is, you know, who are those people that surround us that we call friends. And, you know, like I think I'm speaking for myself as I'm channeling for the collective, we can all relate to knowing someone along the path that we're, you know, in these archetypes. And the strongest message here is to that message of love, and that message to reach out and thank them for being our friends on this life. And sometimes, you know, the illusion of, you know, we can have falling out with friends. You know, somebody could be celebrating a lot while someone is still in that thick of getting out of a situation, while someone is juggling a lot of things and they're doing good, but maybe it's not, you know, maybe they're having some struggles too sometimes. No, everybody does. But you can't be upset at the person that isn't going through that right now. As a group, you know, you're there for everybody. And so we can understand that through the illusion of, you know, sometimes somebody can look like they have it all together, but maybe behind closed doors they're really struggling, and only you know, a real friend would know that. And so I think, you know, like the fox spirit, we're thinking on our feet right now as I'm going through this. I'm reminded of this too, as, you know, I can get caught up in the illusion of things as well. And so this is really, you know, speaking to me, and the messenger of bringing that love and that gratitude to my friends. Today is the new moon. It's our first new moon in January. I was reminded because we have these full moons on these cards, and that'll be in a couple of weeks. But for today, I'm going to end it there. I want to wish all of you a really great new moon, really good new energy. It's the 4th day of 2022. So really set some good intentions for things that you'd like to bring in for this month or this year. And so think of your friends and those people closest to you, whether they're here or they are no longer with us on this earth, but think of them. Maybe do this spread for yourself, and definitely, you know, this message of love and gratitude to all of your friends, because it is in your destiny to meet the people that you meet and to have the experiences that you're having with them. And so with that, I'm going to end it there and thank our Golden Girls and Betty White for all the laughs, and go and check out the Golden Girls if you haven't lately. I'm pretty sure all of us are rewatching some. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, January 5th.